Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing one of my favorite model families within the Rolex catalog and one of the most attractive and visually warm iterations of the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Yacht-Master II, reference 116681 in Rolex Everose red gold with its highly anti-corrosive 904L stainless steel. Now, this is a timepiece that offers one of the most complicated movements Rolex has ever produced, with a remarkably long-legged 3-day power reserve, 3 materials in steel, gold, and ceramic, and a type of mechanical memory that you'll seldom see in anything short of an old-school early 20th century mechanical computer. So 44 millimeters on the wrist. The timepiece has a wearable stance. It's not 44 like the Deep Sea. Don't think of it that way. Think of it as more of a Explorer 2. If you can imagine the 42 Explorer 2, it wears like that, just thicker. 14 millimeters thick. The watch is 50 millimeters lug to lug. And you can see my wrist, 16 centimeters, isn't terribly large, but I have no problem wearing this one. So don't be scared when I tell you that the lug to lug measurement of this watch, end link to end link, is a meaty 57.6. You can see the look, it fits. Feel free to wear this watch on a wrist as small as 14.5 centimeters circumference. Now the timepiece does have a 21 millimeter lug spacing. If you're ambitious and want to throw a rubber bee or an Everest aftermarket on there or have something commissioned, but the Rolex bracelet should be your first choice. It's beautifully made and it's made by Rolex specifically for the watch. Conforming end profile link, solid center links, solid end links, and handsome polished rose gold down the center. Everose is different from regular red gold. It has the high copper percentage to turn red, but then it also has a very high platinum percentage to resist fading and oxidation. Why do you want that? Because most red, rose, and pink golds will fade to yellow over time. The Rolex material costs a bit more, but it lasts a bit longer, and it's made by Rolex. The 904L steel, same thing. Rolex makes its medals, its cases, and its bracelets satin finished outer flanks with polished outer faces. Removable links fixed by screws, and this is the sportier of the two Rolex bracelet styles. You can see it has both the interior lock. It has a double lock, one that's beacon horn internally and then one that's the clamshell. It has both, and that beacon horn system requires you to lift this articulated release to actually release the beak from the horn. So 2 locks, not 1. There's a easy link system, 5 millimeters. Take in, take out, do it without tools, and you can see that there are actually alternative anchoring points inside the clasp. So you have different places to anchor the bracelet itself. So you can remove links, use Easy Link, and then change the stationing inside the clasp body. Nicely made, very substantial. Now the timepiece itself is a little bit more like a giant Datejust, Day-Date, or Daytona externally. This is not the super case. This has a compound curve that arcs down and lengthwise at the same time, and you can see because it does things with the light across the case band that the super case, which is sheer and flat, will not do. The timepiece also features a rich, deeply knurled ring command bezel that is made of solid rose gold, or I should say red gold, because we are talking a red alloy, not rose. And then it has a Cerachrom ceramic blue cap with rose gold inlays for the characters of Yacht-Master II as well as the numerals. Now the ring command bezel is part of the movement, along with the rose gold crowns, and note the presence of a triplock crown rather than the typical 100-meter water-resistant twin lock, so I think the 100-meter rating of this watch is rather conservative. It is, after all, a nautical sports watch. The dial, changed for 2017, and this is the 2017 version. The easy way to spot the difference, triangular index at 12 and Mercedes hour hand. There are more details, but that's how you can recognize it as a glance. The dial is white, and it is chalk white. It is not silver. It is not a metallic silver, gray. It is not a light rhodium or ruthenium or anything of that nature. It is a true chalk white. It is whiteboard white. Blue and red flourishes, and then a 10-minute scale. There's a dished, polished and satin-grained sub-seconds, and then you have center chronograph seconds. By the way, the watch is a flyback chronograph. It will jump forward or back to the next nearest minute. We need to talk about setting the watch because a lot of people get confused by this. Let's screw out the crown first. It is a programmable countdown timer with mechanical memory. Let's stop everything, reset, and now set our programmable timer. So first you turn the ring command bezel 90 degrees, and then you press the pusher that would ordinarily reset the chronograph. And now, in the first position where you'd normally wind the watch, you turn the programmable index backwards, and it'll just jump back to the beginning if you go past 10 minutes. Let's set it to 4 minutes. Okay, now I turn ring command back into position, and you can see that the 4 o'clock pusher pops back out, and when I start the chronograph, it will count down from 4. And I can reset and fly back at any time. And every time I reset and restart, it will go back to 4. It's a mechanical memory. Achieving that magnificent complication is one of the most complex Rolex movements ever made. The updated 4160, now known as 4161. Free-sprung balance with a full balance bridge for shock resistance. Cerachrom blue alloy for the hairspring for anti-magnetism. Breguet overcoil shape for concentric beating in any orientation with respect to gravity. That's the hairspring again. And it helps the watch to earn a COSC chronometer certification that Rolex then bumps up to superlative chronometer by casing the certified movement and then testing it beyond COSC so it runs no worse than -2 + 2 seconds per 24 hours. 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate, stop seconds. The chronograph, because I know you're wondering, is a vertical clutch and column wheel. So the column wheel makes it crisp like a Daytona. And because of the vertical clutch, you can engage without any jump to the seconds hand and leave your chronograph running if you want to have hours, minutes, and seconds at center rather than reading the sub-second style. I understand. Of course, if you pull the crown out, you can hack the movement and stop the seconds. This watch is the works. On top of everything else, it fits a small wrist, a big watch that wears half its size. You can see this one and make it yours on the watch box. Rolex Yacht-Master II. Blue Rolex Chromalite Lume by Night.